Hey folks, how you doing? Welcome back. Okay. It is January 9th, 2022. It is just after noon o'clock. It is 12:08 actually. And I am in Pasadena, just under Altadena. If you can see the beautiful church that we had visited a couple of weeks ago, well, not a couple of weeks ago, during the holidays for Christmas time, and the young gentleman, the kind gentleman, the parishioner, invited us in to take a look and show off the beautiful inside of the church. I came here in particular because it was announced Friday that Governor Gavin Newsom, schmuck anyway, was going to put in place here and call in the National Guard for California at the nightmare testing sites dotted all over the West Coast here in California, because there were, I guess, a couple of fights, and not too far from here locally, there was a fight where someone was having a problem with not wearing their mask, and also touting that the people were, the workers, the healthcare workers were murderers and all this. It kind of references me back to in the early day of the lockdown, when we were having to convert the Queen Mary in Long Beach as a hospital and testing site as well. More of a hospital site for patients and those that were infected. But thank you. Also, the Pasadena Now, which is our local newspaper, more digital than fine print anyhow, reiterated that, and also pretty much the addresses and the whereabouts of the testing sites. And this being one of the testing sites right here, that it was touted that we were going to be getting the National Guard. The address here is 1595 North Lake Boulevard, and it is the site of the CHAP Care. CHAP Care is part of the healthcare systems here in California, the public health department. It's also involved over here on Fair Oaks with Wesley Doctors and the public health department, which is where I end up having to go to, which is where I get very little and no help from my doctor. It's all a bunch of references and get a recommendation. Hands-on doctors are not. They certainly aren't like Marcus Welby was. But anyway, I came here to see because it was said that we were supposed to get National Guard. Now, it wasn't exclusively stated as to when, but this was one of the addresses, and I had looked it up. One of you fine folks that follows me, I'm rather good friends via internet and another social platform, and we IM each other, and they see interesting stuff that pertains to things, and I do the same thing to this person. Fantastic. I love you folks that like to do that and stuff like that. And very smart person too, very intelligent and level-headed, even though this person is going through their own conflicts, has also managed to remain level-headed, as much as I say that I struggle as well. I know that there are others in similar situations or somewhat like similar situations, and those of you that are homeless and follow me, but and I try to do my best to get out, especially lately, as of a few weeks ago. But no, I don't see anything here. Now, whether or not the National Guard is going to be here or not later this week, maybe Monday or whatever, I don't know. Again, they were not very clear at the Pasadena Now, but things here seem to be very, very peaceful, and I don't see any military vehicle. Certainly not like when we were first shut down, when I went to downtown LA and Pershing Square and all the subway entrances and exits. You saw the National Guard and the Army with the Humvees, and that was outrageous. It was just complete unnecessary. Now, also the fact, I don't agree with Gavin Newsom. On some level, yes, I do. Kind of. But look, from my point of view and everything that I have seen, this Omicron is the last. This is the final one to give us the herd immunity. No deaths have, from what I have seen and looked, no deaths have occurred from Omicron. It is certainly more contagious, yes. This will be the final straw to give us an endemic situation, much like the flu. Now, don't get me wrong, it has spread like wildfire. I keep going to an Andromeda strain, Michael Crichton's book, Andromeda strain, with the whole underground base and the program called Wildfire. And basically, it's just so similar. And actually, in referencing to another Michael Crichton book, which is actually one of my second favorites, if not almost on top of Andromeda strain, and that is Pret. And that's when last month they came out on the news and says, oh, science has developed self-replicating nanobots and all this other stuff. And look up the book. I'll try to remember to put a link down, but it is a good, interesting read, and it's just coincidence, I don't know, but it's just sometimes I see Hollywood as someone that is laying the groundwork, an industry that is laying the groundwork for us preparedness, and that is that we see all this, and most notably that we all look to The Simpsons. Oh, how did Simpsons get all this right in the political world? And it's like, really think about it. And a lot of movies and everything have laid pretty much the groundwork. Oh, well, this is happening now. We go back to when this movie came out, or this TV show came out, or this series. And it's like, yeah, I don't know if it's a coincidence. I find it really now at my age, and I take time as to not be such a quick thinker and off the cuff in that sense as a younger person would be. I kind of now lay back and just analyze and take my time and everything. That's pretty much why I like to listen to both sides, or all sides actually, not just the left and the right, which is where I stand, and also up the middle and back behind me, and maybe up or down. But from all sides, I try to analyze and everything, and from there objectively try to discern what it is that's really going on. But yeah, so I'm it's $15.95, and it's quite calm. It's really, yeah. Now again, as if we are going to get the National Guard here, I don't know. We really honestly haven't had too much of a problem with outbreaks or fights and everything, especially from early 2020 at the testing site over here at the Rose Bowl, which I did twice with a coworker and just my friends. They called me up and says, hey Charlie, we're gonna go to do the testing. Do you want to go with us, or would you like a ride? And I'm like, sure, what the heck. And again, this also, throwing back to that, the unnecessarily brain jabbing. Now, if you remember, we were all tested in getting our brain stems tickled. How is it now that it has gone down to a simple, just nasal swab, just in the early entry, without having to go back and do some foreplay in our brain stem? Again, I don't really understand how all this is working or how they're manipulating society and all of us. And it just, in this administration, it's pretty calm. It's pretty quiet and very peaceful over here too, even though this is kind of a not so good part of the city. Low to somewhat moderate income, but much more on the low income, especially here on Lake Avenue. There's more division in our country, in our society, everywhere you look since this administration. And all the promises, promises are, like the saying goes, promises are like tissue. It tears easily. And none more so than to be the first ones to tear that tissue of reliability and trust than any politician. Not just the current administration, but definitely more so now in history. Now and more in history, this administration. I can't say, honestly, if we were better off had Trump won or whatever, but I don't feel personally that we would have been as divided. So again, that is just my total point of view of everything, especially going through all this other crap that we've been going through. We have become more of a racist, more torn apart. I mean, going back to the Boston Tea Party, we are more divided as a country than ever before. Ever before. There's more racism. There's more crime. Certainly there's more crime, than ever before in any given city, and probably than any more township, incorporated or unincorporated, cross country than ever before. Or maybe a small village or a township probably maybe had a home invasion of maybe a whole record of maybe once a year. Now it's significantly spiked, but I don't dig this scene at all, and I don't really like to see what's coming down the pike. Few of us on the right side kind of see two people. We're going to be starting here in the primaries very soon. There's the possibility of two people throwing on the left side their hats in the ring. One of them is AOC. With all her touting, I don't think she will be looked at cautiously, especially all the rhetoric that she spouts. Probably gain some popularity, though I think will quickly phase out. But the one that is the most dangerous, that might certainly win overall, and I hope not, because it's just going to be more devastating than this administration and than her husband's administration ever was. And of course, I am speaking that of Michelle Obama. It is strongly predicted that this lady will be pushing for a presidency, and if that happens, she will be regaled, and once again steam will pick up. And I think, as quite a few of us, if not many of us, feel that she would definitely win, and it would be this administration on steroids, on a level that you would not have seen at all. And unfortunately, we'll be seeing more of this too. See, the thing is that the Obama administration did little to nothing for said community of the black community. If anything, devastated more and made them more reliant on government benefits and anything else. Trump, throughout his, I know this for a fact, and I've looked, throughout his administration did more for the impoverished and also for the black community and ethnic communities nationwide In fact, if I'm not mistaken, upon his exiting, gave a rather large sum of financial help to black communities and things. But the media never, they saw it, but they never announced it, because it was still all about, making Donald Trump look bad and continuing to waste money and time and anger the blood. And it just gets old. It really gets old, I think if anything, I think the left, and I keep thinking about this as a dysfunctional relationship, marriage, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. I think if anything, the Democrats and the Republicans should seek legal and marriage counseling to hammer out their issues, because we, the children, or we, the people, are the ones that are being greatly affected. Then again, that's my point of view. So I'm going to go over here, check out Big Lots, and see if they have any markdowns. I'm a big soup person. I love soup. Kind of one of the things that I miss about Soup Plantation. But I want to see if they have any soups on sale. She has another homeless gent across the way. This intersection right here, Washington and North Lake Avenue, the bus stop over here at Food for Less. This whole intersection right here, this four-corner intersection, is known to be a heavy homeless situation. And the thing is that I really, really don't even recognize the former homeless folks that I used to be with out here in the streets. I see every day, and if not several times a day, you see new faces and stuff like that. Transients most certainly coming in and through and passing by, some staying, some not. Although after the Rose Parade, there has not been as many that has lingered as there has been in the past. Good thing? Bad? I don't know. It's kind of hard to calculate and judge by that. But right now it seems to be pretty empty. Normally right there at the bus stop and along that wall by the Food for Less sign, there's always folks drinking their, we used to call them barley pops back in school days. Beer and alcohol and consumption. There was one lady that was over here on the bench that made her permanent residence for about a good 2 years. She's gone. And normally they're dotted around here, but it is Sunday and it is still quite early. Maybe they just haven't gotten, well, there's the Modelo. Someone's rather useful looking stroller that someone could be utilizing, but yeah, it's just I didn't see anything. So again, maybe I'm going to keep my eyes and my ears open and see if they are going to come down here. I definitely want to come over here and check out for myself and do a video and keep you fine folks abreast of the situation here. And it does me therapy because it gets me the fuck out of the house right now. And I apologize for the language and the vulgarity, but as of lately, I'm pretty much pissing in the wind. One thing I do want to really quickly get in is I had mentioned that my coordinator person and I met Friday and was talking about all this, and he had said that he had called the landlord and made an appointment to have a meeting and stuff like that. And kind of like when you get a pebble or a rock or some kind of trash in your shoe early in the day, and it's annoying, but there's no time or a good moment for you to take off your shoe and get that out. So you're waiting till the end of the day or the right opportunity. That day goes by, and the next day, and you put on your shoes, and damn it, there's that rock again. So finally, I have to speak about this to you folks, and I'm gonna call my person also. But he had said that, yeah, she wanted to talk about you. Squeaky wheel and grease and all, but not in a good way, I feel. He said that she wanted to talk in particular about me. Now, it could be taken definitely as to maybe two ways is a good thing. But after the much non-response from her to me and changes of the housing situation, and also negating my good housemate of any positive or changes, or, you know, okay, things are going to calm down, I'm going to get her out, or, you know, we're going to have an intervention or some sort of meeting. That, again, so what I'm kind of thinking is that she's probably, if this meeting does occur, if she ever does communicate with him, I have a sneaking suspicion that she just may want to move me out altogether or evict me and pose me as the troublemaker in order to keep her house and her situation and her kids and her family or whatever, and to continue to commit crime and destruction throughout this city that is Pasadena, the city of roses, which I still tout is no bed of roses. The petals are all dried up and gone, and all you see is just a bed of thorns now. So I don't know, but I'm almost at a 94-95% certainty that that's what it is. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, and I will publicly apologize. But if it's to help me, I would like to also see some help from my housemate, because he's not as much as I am going through the shit, but, you know, he's being greatly affected and being robbed and having last week when she was on her high and her drunken misery or whatever, that day there was, I think, I didn't check until later in the afternoon, there were 3 pieces of mail that were coming to me. One that I saw, the other one that I usually kind of like newsletters for, you know, general occupancy or whatever. That's what I dismissed it as. And it wasn't until later in the evening, she comes out, and I hear her spouting, y'all need to get your fucking mail. It's been here for days. And she came down the hallway and she threw our mail. Now, she's not supposed to be touching our mail, for one thing. She will bring our mail or whatever, or throw it down the hallway, because she doesn't want us to be in the front room or anywhere. If it was her way, we wouldn't be here all together, much let alone in the kitchen, and definitely not past the kitchen into the front room, the dining area, or the living room, which is a common area for all of us residents. So so for us not to see who or what is there, i.e. stolen merchandise, because she knows that I'll photograph and video that. First off, she does that. So, and that mail had arrived, but she was so fucked up. She has to lie, and that's what bugs me, is that the landlord and the church. Now I'm thinking, I'm sorry, but I'm thinking the whole parish now is very one-sided and looking at this. So, if anything bad happens on their end, or to them, legal-wise, yeah, I want the whole parish to pay, because you can't tell me that no one in Pasadena, let alone the parish, and they know what's going on. They know what's going on. My housemate is friends with some of the people there. Carla knows a couple people there, and they know the strife and the trifling that's going on. So anyway, if the hammer falls, it falls. But that's kind of like where I feel, where she wants to talk to my coordinator. Anyway, I shall end it here and post this when I can. I have so much other stuff that I have to upload as well, and it just takes so much of a time. This video that I loaded up this morning out in Los Feliz in Griffith Park, that took 3 hours to upload. 4 gigabytes at Starbucks. So, all right, you folks take care of yourselves, take care of each other, but always take care of yourselves first. Love one another, trust one another, be kind to each other, help one another. Don't take today for granted or any other day thereafter. Live for the moment. Pull down your pants and slide on that ice. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up. If you like what I'm doing, we're doing, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification button. Tell your friends and family about me, about us, and what's going on. And yeah, that's it. I'm here in front of Big Lots, formerly what used to be known to us local Southern Californians, and out here as Pick and Save. Much better store back then, much better times, much more affordable. Even though this is still a much more affordable place than any other retailer that has somewhat similarity. So, all right, folks, comments, good or bad, please post. If not, email. And I love you all. Stay safe, be smart, and be kind above all else. I love you all. Bye-bye. Hey, folks, it's Charlie. I just got over here to the intersection of Colorado and Fair Oaks and trying to make my way back home, waiting for the bus. But I noticed something kind of odd. Over here, there is a rather long line. And I was like, what the heck? I kind of thought maybe there was an extended line for the either the ramen place over here, which no, or I thought it was for the ice cream shop, 21 Choices. But what it is, it seems like for Patagonia. There's a Patagonia right there on the corner. And there's a security guard. I'm gonna have to look into that. Let me know if you see the same thing if you have a Patagonia near you. Bye. Looks like the line's gone down. Wonder if it's got something to do. Whoa, that's a long ass line.